Hello, hello. I'm an actual raccoon, and welcome to my very first YouTube series. I'm calling this Racc Reads Reddit, with a focus on r/am I the asshole and r/am I overreacting. I hope you enjoy engaging with these stories as much as I do, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe so that you can be brought back to the next video. This post comes from Calm Consequence 5525. Am I the asshole for not eating $200 worth of food? I, 23 female, was visiting my boyfriend, 23 male, and his family in their state. On my last day there, my boyfriend said he wanted to take his family and I out to dinner. He chose the restaurant, which is a place he loves, and invited 5 of his family members. We went to a restaurant where you pay for all-you-can-eat barbecue and sushi. I am not a big fan of red meats, but I will eat them occasionally. I tend to stick to chicken and seafood and do not eat pork. You cook the meats there yourself, and my BF ordered a lot of pork and beef for us. I ordered myself chicken, shrimp, rice, and veggies. I ate all of my food and made sure not to bite off more than I could chew. They charge you extra for whatever you don't eat. My BF offered me beef, and I had some of that, but when he offered me pork, I hesitated. He gave me a stern look, and I felt forced to eat a small slice. He even tried to give me more pork and tricked me into thinking it was chicken thigh, but I said no, I'm full. Well, after that, my BF's mood shifted towards me, and I could tell he was angry. After the dinner, in the car, he said he was upset. He spent $200 on food, and all I ate was 3 pieces of chicken, and barely touched the beef/pork. He said I was being ungrateful, but I think not. He chose the place. He invited 6 people total, not including himself, so obviously the bill will be high. And he ordered all the pork and beef. I ate all of my food. So, am I the asshole? Alright, well, first off, what do you mean he gave you a stern look? You both are grown individuals. What in the world do you mean he gave you a stern look and you felt forced to eat a small slice? You shouldn't be forced to eat in your own relationship. You shouldn't be forced to do many things in your own relationship. Now, I'm single and also gay, but no one does this. Nobody does this. Their partner does not give them a stern look and then they do something. That sounds like some form of abuse. Has to be, right? I'm not overreacting there. And now down to the comments. This first one is by Topfly3100. He gave me a stern look. Girl, what? This cannot be the first time he has tried to force you to do shit you don't want to do. Yeah, exactly what it seems like the entire internet was thinking on reading this post, because 15k upvotes. It's insane. He was trying to trick you and you put up with that? From Popular Coast 1140. Medical Ear 3978 says, not the asshole. A $200 cost for that many people is pretty standard when you are going out to eat. He is the asshole for expecting you to eat red meat when that's not a typical part of your diet. And he should definitely know your diet since you guys have been together. Let me scroll back up to the post. It didn't say how long you guys have been together, but even if you've been in a relationship for a decent amount of time, you should know what the other likes to eat and what they don't like. This post was tagged not the asshole, by the way. So yeah, you're OP, you're clearly not the asshole. And apparently she felt the same way, because on the added update, it says, if anyone cares, I left him for this and other reasons. Smiley face. I appreciate everyone's advice, and to those who said I'm the asshole, suck a dick. Yeah, keep that energy, OP. Good luck in the future. Alright, strap in, because this is a longer post from Serious Function 177. Am I the asshole for making my wife ride in the back seat because she couldn't stop distracting me? This happened over the holidays, and my wife is still upset with me over it. Our family went to visit my in-laws for New Year's. It's about a 3 to 4 hour drive. Mostly highway, but it takes us through to metro areas with pretty significant traffic. My wife, 37 female, gets nervous about driving in traffic, so I always drive when we visit her family. She also tends to get car sick on longer drives and needs to sit in the front seat to help ease it. She has tried taking Dramamine in the past, but she's had an allergic reaction to it, so she doesn't take it anymore. I love my wife with all my heart, but she is not good sitting shotgun. She makes huge reactions to any change in traffic, grabbing the handle, putting her hand on the dash, gasping, telling me to watch out, etc. It's not like I'm an aggressive or risky driver. I've never gotten a speeding ticket or been in an accident. But if there's a car a half mile ahead of us that puts on their brakes, she freaks out and acts like we're all about to die. It's incredibly distracting. I've talked to her multiple times about how her reactions actually makes it more difficult for me to concentrate on driving, but she said she can't control herself because she's nervous in traffic. On the way to her family's place, she sat up front with me and traffic was pretty bad. Lots of slowdowns due to weather conditions, and in general just kind of slow going. but I've been driving in cold weather my whole life and know how to control my speed and give lots of extra space to any surrounding cars. I understand that you can't control anyone else on the road and that accidents happen, but I do everything in my control to keep my car and the people inside safe. The entire drive, my wife was on edge, making all the reactions I mentioned. It's very distracting to have someone next to you doing that sort of thing while driving. I mentioned this to my wife numerous times on the drive, and she always deflected blame at me for the way I was driving. When we were getting ready to head home, I told my wife she needs to sit in the back, and our 14-year-old son will sit up front with me. I told her it's either that or she drives us home. She got upset with me and started giving excuses about her car sickness. I told her to take some NyQuil or something else to help her sleep, but she refused and told me I'm being a jerk. I told her that she can drive then, and she refused that too. Eventually, she reluctantly got in the backseat with our 11-year-old daughter. The ride home was much easier traffic-wise, and my wife sat pretty much silent in the backseat the entire time, pouting. When we got home, she told me she felt ill the entire drive but didn't say anything because she didn't want to make a big deal out of anything. She told me I humiliated her by making her sit in the back and that I should be more considerate of her feelings. They didn't ask at the end of their post, am I the asshole, but the thread we're on. I'm going to say right now, I don't feel like OP is the asshole. That's a pretty reasonable question to ask your wife if she's giving you those distracting reactions you mentioned. Like, personally, I couldn't barely drive my mom around without her doing similar things because I'm such a new driver. I don't really blame her for the reactions, but it is really distracting and it can amp up new drivers, So as an experienced driver, I imagine it's just plain old annoying to deal with it too often. So definitely OP's not the asshole, but I feel like the wife also isn't really the asshole. It's one of those situations. It's just kind of a thing. Like, sure, it would be nice if she could get over it, but if these are truly reactions that she can't help, well, there you go. She can't help it. I don't know how to train sudden reactions out of you, and I don't know how you would train sudden reactions out of someone else. So, there you have it. Our first comment comes from Mysterious Elk 6248. Your feelings matter, but you proved on the way home you can't control your actions. There's a typo in this sentence, which is what I'm asking you to do. My request is not about feelings, but actions which make us unsafe. Edit to add, because some people seem a little unclear. Delivery on this one does matter. You can't just state it coldly and expect it to help. It has to come from a place of love and concern. I'm going to read the follow-up comment because it's highlighted too. From Faye Doodles. I've been the passenger in several accidents in my life. Yay, getting driven around by a parent on heavy medication who should have heeded the do not operate heavy machinery rule. And honestly, has given me several nervous responses anytime I am a passenger for others. Trying to stomp on an invisible brake, panic grabbing the safety handle over the door, giving panic orders when they are unneeded, etc. My wife is extremely patient with me about it, but I also work hard to control those outbursts. It was hard at first, hella hard. Sometimes it still is. One thing I have learned to focus on when I am high anxiety is breathing and relaxing each of my muscles. Force my eyes closed, focus on the radio or our conversation. I basically try and meditate, LMFAO. Point is, you should never out your anxiety of the driver. That will only make their driving worse. Shocker. Our second comment comes from Detective Dippy Duck. Not the asshole. She just proves she can control herself. It's a Christmas miracle. And our final comment comes from RYG Dav. RYG Dave? I don't know how to say that one. Rig Dave? Not the asshole. Funny how she could control her uncontrollable reactions from the back seat. I get the comments being skeptical about this, but it is a different experience entirely sitting in the back seat of a car versus the front passenger seat. You're way closer to the risk, It definitely doesn't feel so risky from the back seat, so I can get the mentality. And our final semi-long post comes from unknownlee_0x. Am I the asshole for skipping my own surprise party once I found out it wasn't really for me? What could they possibly mean their surprise party wasn't for them? I've never been big on birthdays. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate them. I just prefer something low-key. Dinner with my closest friends, maybe watch a film, something small basically. Everyone close to me knows this, especially my sister. Let's call her Maya, who loves big gestures and believes every birthday or achievement needs balloons and a theme and much, much more. 2 weeks before my birthday, Maya started acting strange. She kept asking me if I'd be free that Saturday, and acted weirdly when I asked why. I suspected that she was up to something, so I told her again that I didn't want to party. She just laughed and said that as per usual I was being no fun. A couple nights ago, the night before my birthday, one of our mutual friends let it slip about it being a party. She mentioned what she was wearing. Anyway, turns out the whole family was invited and it was at our parents' house. Some coworkers were also invited, but here's the kicker. My fucking ex. For a little context, me and X broke up about 2 months ago. It ended pretty badly, no abuse or cheating, but it wasn't a pleasant ending. I've made it pretty clear to everyone in my life that I want no contact. Maya knows this. However, she's told me multiple times that I should just get over the whole situation because he's a nice guy and that he's been a part of all our lives for years. The first thing that I did was call Maya, demanding answers, and she didn't deny it. She just said that we could finally talk it all out. She admitted that she hadn't just thrown this party for my birthday, but also so everyone could see my ex again and we could fix things between us. She literally said to me that I'd thank her later. What? I went mad. I said to her she had no right, that I would have been ambushed into this situation on my birthday. And this was all after I had specifically said that I didn't want to party. She just said that I was dramatic and bloody ungrateful, that she had this whole thing planned because I wouldn't find better and it was a good gift. She said everyone had gifts and traveled, that everyone was excited. So yesterday, my birthday, I completely powered off my phone and didn't let anyone other than my best friend know. So we went out for lunch and went on a walk together. Ended up having a great day. When I finally got home, I turned my phone on and it was mental. Maya was fuming, people were disappointed, people even said I embarrassed Maya. Maya is now basically saying that I ruined the whole party and made it all about me. It was literally my birthday. She says that she did it out of a good place in her heart and that I should at least apologize for not showing up and letting people know. So, am I the asshole? How is that doing it from a good place in her heart? How could that possibly be interpreted as a good place from her heart? She really hopped into the manipulator's handbook for that one. Definitely not the asshole. Maya, however, is most certainly the asshole in this situation. I'm not going to be all dramatic and say go no contact with your sister, but giving her the cold shoulder for a while would sure help. The first comment comes from Blue Popple. Not the asshole. Don't be surprised when Maya and your ex end up dating. Our next comment comes from C Little. Not the asshole, but Maya is right. You did make it about you. Before it was all about her. Her throwing this big party, her mending your relationship with your ex. You robbed her of the opportunity to pat herself on the back. She did it out of a good place in her heart. For her. And our final comment comes from Wooden Luck 1865. Not the asshole. You didn't skip your birthday. You chose to actually enjoy it. A surprise party that ignores your wishes and invites someone you're actively avoiding isn't a gift. It's a setup. This has been Racc Reads Reddit, and if you enjoy this type of content, let me know by liking the video. If you didn't, don't be afraid to tell me why in the comments below. Stay safe, remember to drink the water, and I'll see you guys around. Okay, goodbye!